we, I mean Victoria, and by marijuana I mean medicinal cannabis, and yes, there are restrictions as to who can actually access it. I'm sorry, we really oversold that story.
Meet 12-year-old Georgia.
Georgia was born with epilepsy. Her first seizure was of 2 weeks of age.
And come 2017, she'll be among the first in Australia to be able to legally access medicinal cannabis as a treatment option.
She's going relatively good, but if she was to deteriorate again, I wouldn't hesitate.
Last night, Victoria passed the aptly titled Access to Medicinal Cannabis Bill 2015, which pretty much does what it says on the box.
You get a nug! You get a nug! Everybody gets nugs!
No. Read the box.
Access to Medicinal Cannabis Bill 2015.
It's access to medicinal cannabis, and it's available only to people with exceptional medical circumstances. Patients must suffer severe epileptic seizures, muscle spasms, nausea arising from chemo, or chronic pain approved by 2 specialists. They'll be able to access a range of products including oils, sprays and vaporisers. The legislation allows cannabis to be manufactured and supplied in the state, all of which will be overseen by a new government body called the Office of Medicinal Cannabis, which we're reliably informed is less this and more this. So Victoria, because they keep bloody bragging about it,
First state in Australia. History made.
is indeed the first state to pass such legislation, but it's certainly not the only state to consider it. In Queensland, a similar bill is currently before the state's parliament. Tassie and New South Wales are taking part in clinical trials with chronically ill patients. In South Australia, WA and the NT, medicinal cannabis, while technically illegal, is widely supported, and federally, legislation allowing the cultivation of cannabis products was introduced to Parliament in February this year.
Wow. Right?
Yeah. Great, thanks.
Amazing.
Yeah, things are kind of happening, thanks in part to the growing chorus of families and physicians that have spruiked its benefits over the years.
Ever since marijuana was legalized, crime has gone down, productivity is up, and ratings for Doctor Who are through the roof.
No, not those. These. Medicinal cannabis is known to help relieve chronic pain, ease nausea, aid in sleeping and relax stiff muscles. But it has no proven curative potential, it can cause dependency, and general expert consensus is more studies are needed. The legislation's been generally welcomed because it's ultimately about providing a better quality of life for the chronically ill in Victoria. But it does little for those in similar circumstances in other states. Maybe this will blaze a trail. And yes, pun intended.
Solid pun. Solid pun.
I do
well done,
apologise
you.
for that terrible pun.
No, own it.
But it does sort of raise the question of what happens if people from like New South Wales or South Australia or wherever decide to cross the border into Victoria.
Are there going to be those bins where you have to cross the border, where you have to put in your fruit? There'll be separate ones just for your medicinal marijuana.
They'll have to put the medicinal cannabis into the bin before crossing the border. Well, I don't know. It's a good question to ponder.
If you're in charge of the border, you should do that. All right, stick around. If you have kids or were once a child,